So Trump put this one online. He's been dropping these little videos. These are, by the way, they're making these things and putting them on Truth Social, and he just houses them on Rumble. It's like a holding spot. So they don't really have a lot of like rumbles and thumbs up. He's got 3 thumbs down and 886 thumbs up. This is today. For somebody with 1.69 million followers, that's pretty fucking pathetic. But anyways, this is these videos. He's putting these out there basically so he can pretend he's campaigning when the FEC comes knocking. And this one's only 1 minute 13 seconds. When is Hal doing more Diamond and Silk? Unfortunately, Slack Wally.
The situation in Ukraine is very...
Hold on. I have to turn this up. I don't know why. The situation in Ukraine is very dangerous. It's so dangerous.
The situation in Ukraine is very dangerous, explosive, and escalating by the day. Joe Biden's weakness and incompetence has brought us to the brink of nuclear war, and now Biden is doing what he said 10 months ago would lead to World War III. He is sending in American tanks.
No, he didn't. He said American boots on the ground, not our fucking gear. What's the goddamn difference? I mean, we know he's a lunatic, so who cares?
Far past the time for all parties involved to pursue a peaceful end to the war in Ukraine before this already horrific catastrophe
results in Russia losing what little land it has while fucking itself into a cocked-hat and collapsing, and I never get a Trump Tower Moscow. God damn it!
Spirals out of control and ends up leading...
What is it, in control now?
Indeed, to World War III. And
yes, that's... We need to let Germany take Poland and build as many concentration camps as they want. I mean, you've seen the size of the Luftwaffe? They will fuck up London.
This would be a war like no other war, because this would be a nuclear war. As I have said many times before, Russia's invasion of Ukraine would have never happened if I was in the White House. Not even thinkable, not even a possibility.
They were planning it. He knew they were planning it.
We must end this ridiculous war.
And by the way, when they say the war wouldn't have happened, he means that. He could say that honestly, because it wouldn't have been a war. It would have been 2 weeks of murder, and Russia would have just taken the fucking place while Trump sat there with his thumbs up his ass, making sure we didn't act fast enough.
Demand peace in Ukraine now before it gets worse. And believe it or not, it would be...
I don't believe it.
Easy to do. It would...
Yeah, I don't believe it. If it's easy to do, make a fucking phone call. Negotiate it. Dennis Rodman the fuck out of this, asshole. Pick up the phone. You got his speed dial number.
It'd be very easy to do.
So easy. So the way I would do it is cut. They always have to fade out before he starts giving details of his plan. We would have been out of Afghanistan with dignity by keeping Bagram and staying forever. Cut. God damn it. So then he follows up an hour later with basically the same shit. Like I don't know if it's the same video twice. Like, more than likely he did 2 takes and went, I like both of them. Fuck it.
Major disaster is brewing. If I were president, the Russia-Ukraine war would never have happened, never in a million years. But even now, if...
Why? Because we would have nuked Russia the second they thought about it? Because that's the only thing that would have stopped them.
I were president, I'd be able to negotiate an end to this horrible and rapidly escalating...
Motherfucker, you were there for 4 fucking years. You couldn't get him out of the Donbass.
...war within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours. Just count on it. 2 years from now, in 24 hours, I will solve this shit, because it will have been over for a year and a half.
It can be done. You have to say the right things, not the wrong things. I think we...
See, that's what we've been doing wrong. We've been saying the wrong things. What are the right things? What are they? What do you say? Oh, I understand. Russia, you can have Ukraine. Is that the right thing?
Helped lead Russia into that war by saying, well, if they took a small part of the country, that would be okay. Such a tragic
No, he didn't.
Waste of human life. When you look at all that's happening there, those cities are obliterated. First comes the...
Yes, by the Russians.
Tanks, and then come the nukes. Get this crazy war ended now. It can be done, and in fact, it's easy to get done. When I'm president, we will be a strong country again.
Well, no, we won't. We'll be dead by then. Obviously. We're on the brink of... Look, you just said so. First the tanks, then the nukes. The tanks are coming, so are the nukes. We're all going to be dead by the time... I don't even know how people are going to get to the polls. I certainly know that, you know, if there's radiation everywhere, I suppose everybody could just mail in their vote. But you don't like mail-in voting. I don't know how the fuck we're going to do it. I mean, you think pandemic... restrictions on going out were bad. Imagine us all having to go out in fucking hazmat suits. This is going to be terrible. Yes, hashtag rip Portland. It'll be the first to go. The Russians are going to nuke it just for spite, even though there's nothing but a crater left. If the war's going to turn into World War III and we're on the brink of it, and you can't even be president for 2 years, how is this video going to help? I did everything I could. Lord, here I stand at the pearly gates, and I did everything I could to stop the mass genocidal violence of World War III and the nuclear war. I did everything. I did a 1 minute and 19-second video, and I tried everything. That was all I could have. Maybe I could have called, but I didn't really have an updated phone list, and I thought the FBI was listening to me, and so I did everything, and now I'm dead, like we're all dead, and I'm standing here at the pearly gates, and just, why is it so hot, by the way? It's very hot. I never thought heaven would be this hot. Why? I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the screaming. Hell. Oh.
People will never be playing these games like they've been doing to the United States of America. They don't respect us anymore. They respect...
Yes, Russia won't be playing these games, threatening us with nukes. When I get in there, we'll be really tough. They won't fuck around, because I'll nuke them.
Respected us greatly 2.5 years ago. They don't respect us anymore. Thank you very much.
No, you're very welcome. I mean, that's all. We don't have any Don Jr. tonight, because basically he just did a video about this video. So fuck him. Anyways, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, by the way. If I may, I meant to make this point earlier, and I think I did, but it might have been too, it was too broad, I think. But as you see the tankies and their crowd, including Trump and Don Jr. and all the people who are associated with, you know, financially with Russia, who want it to succeed in this war, the more panic they get, and the more they're like, this has to end now. The reason they're saying that is because Ukraine is winning. The more Ukraine wins, the more Russia is losing, and it's obvious that Russia does not have... They've got empty pockets. They got nothing left to throw. It's the late innings, and they're completely punched out. The more that is obvious to the rest of the world, the more panicked the crowd who are counting on them to win quickly gets. So you'll see people like Dor and Aaron Mate and all those fucks, you know, clamoring about this, like, this has to stop right now. Redacted did a video like, this has to stop immediately. It's really fascinating. Like, they weren't talking that way in February when Russia was in the process of attacking and close to Kiev. They weren't like, we gotta stop. They were like, well, you know, NATO, there's probably a lot of Nazis and stuff like that. But now that Russia is having its fucking dick handed to it, like it was doing Lorena Bobbitt cosplay, now they're flipping the fuck out. Now they're like, they're getting wound up all the time, because there's no out. There's no situation. There is no version of this where Russia walks away clean. There just is not. And that's a fucked up thing for them to experience. And to be that wrong for that long.